Might just, if you could introduce yourself.
I'm Johnny Moss III, Mayor of the City of Selma, Alabama.
And what is the significance of Joanne Bland to the legacy of Selma?
Well, Joanne Bland was one of the greatest daughters of our city. She carried the torch early on in the civil rights movement, and she's continued to tell that story. So, without her, the story would never live. And I think it's important that she shared her vision to continue to commemorate, continue to educate, continue to promote the history of our historic city as well as the civil rights movement. Because if you look in today, our civil rights and our voting rights are being challenged right today. And she was a fighter. She was one of the funniest people you met. She goes way back with my father. One of my uncle was one of the original foot soldiers as well, Fredo Mouse. And so we have a long-lasting relationship with the family. She's a jokester.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She was just an amazing woman.
I'm assuming you know Jazz, right?
Yeah, Jazz. And one thing about Joanne, you never know how she feels because she's going to tell you firsthand. So she will be missed, but her legacy will live long in Selma, Alabama.
As I told you, we had the opportunity to do about 24 hours worth of interviews over the years. Just Linda and she and I came back from Atlanta one time after hearing Amelia Boynton Robinson. I took her up to Veterans Hospital. We just did a lot of adventures together. But a lot of the stories she tells me, one of the things that moved me the most was to understand that after 65, it was still many, many years before she could really trust and be in relationship with someone who wasn't black.
Right.
And it was a journey. And I think the powerful part of it. So, of course, what happened in Selma was after Bloody Sunday, people from all over the country came. We had a lot of them from some of my best friends from Madison, some of my mentors were among those who came. Exactly. But what is the significance of being in relationship to one another across lines of race and class and other divisions?
Well, I think it's important. I think to just be empathetic to other citizens, and if you don't know a person's background just because of race or the color of their skin, then you can't really get to know them as a person. And I think even she shared that it took some time. Yeah. But it takes time and conversation and being around someone to actually get to know the person to the fullest before you can make an assumption on how they live or who they really are. And so I think we can just live, by her, live through her, and the way she lived her life.
I got the King Award from our city back in 2008, and that was a couple of years after I met Joanne. And I only gave me 2 minutes to speak. So the one thing I could talk about is the whole concept of beloved community and relationship building and being there for each other. That seems to weave its way through everything that Joanne did.
And I ran on the premise of unity, unifying community, unifying our city, and that's what we're trying to teach. We're trying to bring our community together so we can move our city forward. We've got a number of challenges, but you can't do it in isolation. You can't do it in silos. So it's very important that we live by her motto, and we move our city forward. I'm presenting her a key to the city tomorrow at, of course, her memorial, but I wish I had done it earlier. But that's a lesson learned, and I'll start giving people their flowers while they're still alive.
It's been about a year since I've been in touch with her. I hadn't realized she was going through lung cancer. I was going through throat cancer myself. Luckily, I'm to the other side. But we can't take a day for granted.
Can't take it for granted.
Yeah. Well, the other thought that I had, I think what it was, it's just that it's right on the tip of my tongue. But it's in the time that I've known her, storytelling is just a central thing. But why is it important? Oh, I know what it was. I was just going to ask you. So she, what she conveyed to me, I have immersed myself in Black culture. I'm going to actually go back to master's in African American Studies in the fall. It's just been such an honor that folks like Joanne have opened up to me and told me about their journey. And I'm a gay man, and I think there are similarities that we share. But one of the things she told me that just kind of shocked me, you think it was 2001, 2002, before there was a black mayor in Selma? And why did it take so long?
It's still Alabama.
Yeah.
It's still Selma, and politics aren't just black and white. They're economic. They're agenda based, and I'm the 18th mayor of the city. But people cross that bridge so that I could serve.
Yeah.
And it's humbling to be able to serve in a city you grew up in. Selma was very different growing up. Our high school was almost 50-50, and now it's a pretty segregated high school. But
I just one more question. If you need to catch that.
But again, we have our challenges. But hold on one second, please. Again, we have our challenges, but we've just got to live by the motto. We've got to love each other and move forward.
I think one of the things she taught me, and other black friends have taught me, Madison, Wisconsin is about 25% minority, and it still sees itself as a white city sometimes.
Right, exactly.
But I think one of the lessons is the problem sometimes with folks who are well off in Madison is they think the problems are solved overnight.
Right.
But with my African American, for instance, they take decades sometimes. How do we find the patience of our African American friends to be able to realize it's an ongoing battle? It goes on and on. It never really ends.
Well, when you've struggled and you've endured hardships, it's easy to press on. When everything's given to you, and you don't have issues, or you don't have difficulty applying for a loan, or a difficulty being accepted to a college, it just comes easy. It comes natural, and you just assume that the other person doesn't have that same issue. And that goes back to my statement about empathy. Being empathetic to a certain person's plight or their role in society, and then you can understand and take a step back and see how those challenges affect other people.
Just one more thought. Will her legacy continue? Will her presence still be felt?
Oh, definitely. Tomorrow will be Joanne Bland Day, March 4th, and the Foot Soldiers Park, the museums. She will be an ongoing legacy for our city and for our country, actually.
We're going to have a celebration in Madison. You're more than welcome to come if you're able to come up. We'd love to show you around the city.
Well,
You've been very generous.